Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة دلالة وكل دلالة في النار. Verily, Yahweh, all the praise and all of the glorification and certainly all of the magnification it is due to Allah and Allah alone. And I publicly, I inwardly, and I outwardly declare and attest and profess that there is nothing that deserves to be worshipped except for Allah Jalla fi Ula. Ya Ikhwan, embracing Islam 27 years ago, Ya Ikhwan, coming from the religion of my parents, coming from the religion of the Christians, Ya Ikhwan, looking at the situation with a critical look, Ya Ikhwan, looking at the Ummah, the plight of the Ummah, Ya Ikhwan. There are some verses from the book of Allah Ta'ala that we need, Ya Ikhwan, especially for the youth, to start, inshallah ta'ala, to comprehend them, Ya Ikhwan. Many of the Muslims, they're born Muslims, they read the book of Allah, but after that, Ya Ikhwan, they don't look at any tafsir of Quran. In Bismillah ta'ala, Ya Ikhwan, today, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to look at a few verses from Allah ta'ala, from his book. And we're going to look at some of what the Mufassirin what they said concerning these ayat, that maybe we've said it before, maybe we've heard it before, maybe we read it and maybe we sat in the halaqah, but maybe, ya ikhwan, it didn't go down our throat. Maybe we didn't digest it. Maybe we didn't ponder over it, ya ikhwan. And this is the plight of the ummah, ya ikhwan. وَقَالَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى, Allah the blessed and the exalted, he went on to say, after I say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Every single Muslim in the East and the West, they've heard this ayah before, ya ikhwan. Allah Ta'ala says, and hold together to the rope of Allah Ta'ala, and don't be divided. And don't be divided. Our topic for today, Bismillah Ta'ala, brothers, is for two groups of people. One of the khutbahs that we're given is for a unique group of people, and the other khutbah that's within it is for another group of brothers. The first khutbah is unity with diversity, not ya ikhwan. The second khutbah is division with no vision. So when we look at this situation, ya ikhwan, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Arab, doesn't matter. Allah Ta'ala says, hold to the book of Allah and don't be divided. But if you look at the situation, the Muslims always seem to be divided. As a new Muslim looking at the situation, ya ikhwan, I wonder, is this division makes us have no division? Look at this, ya ikhwan. Can't we see that we are drowning? Can't we see that we are sick? Can't we see, ya ikhwan, that the Muslims are dying and suffering and being butchered and bullied and killed all over the world, ya ikhwan? And that's because we're not together. Ya ikhwan, it's simple math. With this hand that I have right now, if I was to give you brothers a blow with one finger, I might be able to poke your eye out or put some damage to you, ya ikhwan. But when I put my hand like this and I deliver the blow, ya ikhwan, we're powerful. But when we leave the book and the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ya ikhwan, we find that the ummah is in the situation that it is right now. So when we look at this, ya ikhwan, we see with the scholars from Ahl al-Arab, we see that they wanted to say some beautiful things concerning this ayah. Qala ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he went on to say that this ayah, he said, alaykum bil jama'ah. It means to cling to the jama'ah of the Muslims. And Ibn Abbas, he went on to say, tamassaku bi dinillah. Holding together, clinging together to the deen of Allah Ta'ala. And Shaykh al-Sa'di rahimahullah, he went on to say, وَهُوَ اجْتِمَاعًا وَالْإِعْتِسَامِ بِدِينِ اللَّهِ. Coming together, clinging together, coming together, ya ikhwan, not to be divided. Ya ikhwan, as your brother in Islam, coming from Christianity, it looks as though the ummah seems very strong. But ya ikhwan, for some of us sometimes we don't even give salams to one another, which is a basic right for the Muslims to give salams to our brother. And we sit, ya ikhwan, just the other day on Facebook, as many of us were on social media, ya ikhwan. I see with my own eyes on Facebook, in Nigeria, two groups of Muslims praying behind two different imams at the same time. And as I read many years ago in one of my sheikh's books years ago, they said 200 years ago, there was a time in Makkah Mukarramah, the blessed land of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we heard, they said, Allahu Akbar, the Shafi imam came out and led the Shafis. Allahu Akbar, the Maliki imam came out and led the Malikis. Allahu Akbar, the Hanbali imam came out and led the Hanbalis. Allahu Akbar, the Hanafi imam, he came out and he led. 4 different jama'ah, Shaykh. Someone came and educated the people and said, pray behind one imam. Pray behind one imam. And this shows you, ya ikhwan, that just like that happened in the past, it just happened the other day. 2 different jama'ats. So we can sit and we can look and we can say, why are we divided? Ya ikhwan, when we look at the situation, there's places in Toronto and outside of Toronto. Now some brothers, they consider it a good thing. To me, I'm a little skeptical. Where we see sometimes there's 3 or 4 or maybe 5 masjids, ya ikhwan, within a 3-kilometer radius of each other. One masjid for this ethnic group, one masjid for that ethnic group, one masjid for this ethnic group, and so on and so forth, ya ikhwan. And my kids who were born and raised here, and I'm not trying to brag, but I don't think there's any Muslim that's been in this land longer than me, than my family. We've been here for more than hundreds, thousands of years, ya ikhwan. I got Cherokee blood in me. My kids, they said to me, Abi, which is the masjid of the Canadian Muslims? We can't go to this masjid because it belongs to this group, or that group, or this group. I said, no. The masjid is supposed to belong to Allah Ta'ala. And the people that run the masjid are supposed to be servants of Allah Ta'ala. Brothers, I ask yourself, is this not it? So we look at the situation, ya ikhwan. Cultural masjids. Masjids that are divided in different madhabs. I went into a masjid one time, and I came in and I didn't have on my kufi, I forgot it, and I happened to be leading the salat, and a brother came and he threw the kufi on my head, and people started laughing, and it destroyed my salat. And the brother said, you have to have a kufi to lead the salat. I said, brother, where did you get this from? Do you have some dalil for this? Anyways, we're moving on, brothers. The situation is this. Allah, the blessed and the exalted, went on to say, and this is another ayah, ya ikhwan. Allah Ta'ala went on to say, وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ فَرَّقُوا دِينَهُمْ وَكَانُوا شِيَعًا كُلُّ حِزْبٍ بِمَا لَدَيْهِمْ فَرِحُونَ. This is what we're living right now, ya ikhwan. Allah Ta'ala says, and do not be like those who associate partners with Allah, the mushrikeen, those who have divided and fragmented their religion, and each group is happy with what it's into. And I'm telling you, brothers, as I'm standing here on this member, when I became a new Muslim, 1991, I was recruited by so many different Muslim groups. Come to our masjid, be with us, come and learn Islam from us, sit with us, come brother, come brother. And all I wanted to do was worship Allah Ta'ala and to follow the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And some of the brothers said, brother, our Imam, he's the most knowledgeable. There's nobody else more knowledgeable than our Imam. Come to us. Our sheikhs are the most knowledgeable. I said, brother, I'm coming from Christianity. We had Isa ibn Maryam, who was one of the most holiest person. I left that religion to worship only Allah and to follow in the footsteps of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. My allegiance is to Allah and His Messenger. That's it, brothers. There's no other allegiance. And to the Muslims, the mu'mineen. So when we look at the situation, my dear brothers, the ummah is suffering. The ummah is crying. The women are looking. Where are the men? Where are the men, ya ikhwan? And the issue, ya ikhwan, of ar-rajula wal-maru'ah. Manhood and masculinity, ya ikhwan. The young boys, many of them, they don't have fathers. They're looking to see, is there any mentorship other than the imam? It's not the imam's job, ya ikhwan, to babysit our youth. The imam's job is to educate our children. It's our job, ya ikhwan, to raise our children. And for the fathers that are out there, you can do it. I myself raised 3 children as a single father, as a new Muslim, with little or no support from the Muslims. I did it, ya ikhwan. So for a father and a mother that are coming together, you should be able to raise wholesome children, ya ikhwan. And if our children don't see us together, praying, feet by feet, shoulder by shoulder, together, loving each other, hugging each other, especially on this day, ya ikhwan. Because, ya ikhwan, I come from a background. When I embraced Islam and I was suffering, one of my Christian aunties, she said to me, leave Islam. Just leave it. I'll buy you a car. Leave Islam and I will help you out. Ya ikhwan, as a new Muslim, when I sit and I read that when the new Muslims embraced Islam, the Muslims looked after them. There's some brothers, I've seen them just walk in, they're new Muslims, wallahi, ya ikhwan. Sometimes the brothers are praying here, and because maybe the brother's jilled, his color is a little bit different. We have something in our heart that we don't embrace our brother and say, I love you for the sake of Allah. This is something, ya ikhwan, that we need to remedy in our heart. And I want to be the first one today, ya ikhwan, to say that if we made mistakes, we ask Allah to forgive us and to become a better Muslim. As the year is ahead of us, ya ikhwan, this is light of وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. We find, ya ikhwan, unity with diversity. Unity with diversity, ya ikhwan. Doesn't matter what tongue you speak. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter, ya ikhwan, what food you eat. We're all supposed to be mu'mineen. We're all supposed to be brothers. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. Verily the believers are brothers. So whether you eat the same food as me, or you dress the same way as me, or ya ikhwan, you like to play basketball like I do, I still consider you my brother. But unfortunately, ya ikhwan, when you come sometime in the masjid, you see a certain ethnic group of brothers sitting in one corner, and another set of brothers in another corner, and another corner, and then we come to salat, and then we pray beside each other. But ya ikhwan, it doesn't seem like our hearts are together. It doesn't seem like our hearts are together. So we need to work upon that, my dear brothers. Also, ya ikhwan, the ayah where Allah Ta'ala, He went on to say, Allah Ta'ala went on to say, ya ikhwan, beautiful ayah, that it'll knock you out, ya ikhwan. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَرَّقُوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا لست منهم في شيء. Allah Ta'ala wanted to say, indeed, those who have purposely divided their religion and became sects are not associated with you in anything. Sheikh Sa'adi went on to say, يأمر باجتماع وينهى تفرق واختلاف في أهل الدين. That Yahwan, that we have to be people that are in order to come together, and it's a warning for us to split. And Yahwan, there shouldn't be any differing in our religion, people of the deen. And Allah Ta'ala went on to say, أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه. Allah Ta'ala says, and establish the deen, Ya Ikhwan. Today the Muslims all over the world, Ya Ikhwan, they're wearing their Islamic clothing. And as I prayed with the brothers up the road, there was lots of non-Muslims that were coming to the Hershey Center. And all they seen was Muslims everywhere, Ya Ikhwan. And they're looking at us and watching us and seeing what we're doing, observing our behavior, observing the love that we're supposed to have, Ya Ikhwan. I'm saying to you, brothers, that love is not just supposed to be only today, Ya Ikhwan. It has to continue tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, Ya Ikhwan. We have to be better Muslims, first of all, in here, before it comes off our tongue and before our actions on our lips. As Iman is qawlun bil lisan wa tasdiqan bil qalb wa amr bil jawari. Iman is a statement on the tongue, a belief that's firmly fixed in the heart, and its actions on the lips. If, Ya Ikhwan, we didn't do that, then we're naqis, we're deficient in our Iman. أقول كل هذا استغفرت لك صار مسلمين أجمعين استغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا ما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Really, all praise is due to Allah who guided us to this Islam. Truly, if Allah didn't guide us to this Islam, we would not be from amongst those that were guided. Unity with diversity, or division with no vision. And I think, brothers, sometimes we got to break it down to the bare minimum, because people say, well, it's just you should use some common sense. And this is a phrase that I grew up, my parents used to tell me all the time, but as I'm getting older with social media, I'm realizing, Ya Ikhwan, that common sense isn't so common anymore. Things that were easy and ma'loom min ad-din, the Muslims, they don't know. So we look at the situation, Ya Ikhwan, we're going to read this for maybe the brothers, they don't understand it. Unity, to become united. To be united, to join together for a common purpose. From the thesaurus, to join, to link, to merge, to unify, to associate, to combine, to connect, to amalgamate, to attach. This is what unity is, Ya Ikhwan. Diversity. Diverse cultures, languages, foods, clothing, lands, mindsets, habits, skin, color, hair, texture, spices. Variety of difference, Ya Ikhwan. Ya Ikhwan, if we all look like me, and I'm not the most good looking guy, but I'm funny, that's why my wife married me. Ya Ikhwan, if we all look like me, smelt like me, drive like me, if we all look, we'd be a very boring world. That's why when I look at you brothers, I see you're all very beautiful, mashallah. And that's why, inshallah ta'ala, our ummah will do better, Ya Ikhwan, because I am the biggest sinner in the city, but I have to make tawbah, just like everybody has to make tawbah, Ya Ikhwan. Here we go, Ya Ikhwan. Division. Division, it is the act of dividing, to separate, make into sections, to abort, Ya Ikhwan. Vision, the power of sight, the ability to see, the image created by imagination, Ya Ikhwan. So when we look at the situation, my dear brothers, there is a great warning that Allah Ta'ala has told us, Ya Ikhwan, if we don't heed this message, brothers. The book of Allah is on the shelf, we listen to it, we listen to the qira'ah, we listen to the hasanat, mashallah, tabarakallah. But now it's time for us to start to digest this book, Ya Ikhwan. If this book means anything to us, if we read one ayah today, just one. If we understood one ayah just today, that's it. And we were to practice that, what they call tatbiq al-amali, to practice what you understood, then we would be a better ummah. And this is the difference between us and the Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. When they heard an ayah or a hadith, they acted upon it. It wasn't something that, yeah, I heard that ayah before, brother. I heard that hadith before, brother. Yeah, you Muslims telling us what to do. We heard it before. Okay, it's time for us to practice. It's time for us to understand and to practice and to be better Muslims. In the ayah, when Allah Ta'ala has warned the believers, if we call ourselves believers, Ya Ikhwan, Allah Ta'ala went on to say, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, no quarreling with one another, lest you lose your courage and your strength, ya ikhwan. Allah, He does not like division. And ya ikhwan, the scholars of the Mufassirin, they went on to say, وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا يعني وَلَا تَخْتَلِفُوا وَتَفَرَّقُوا يعني وَتَخْتَلِفُوا قُلُوبُكُمْ. Meaning that if we split and we divide, ya ikhwan, our hearts will start to differ. Now I may differ with you brothers on some fake issues based upon my knowledge that I have. And as a new Muslim, ya ikhwan, coming in with pure eyes, not being taught cultural Islam from the beginning, but rather learning the books of Islam from the new Muslims that accepted Islam, trying to stay on the haq, trying my best, ya ikhwan. I believe in nadru ma'ad dalil haythu yudah. I follow the evidence wherever it leads me to the best of my ability. And I have my shortcomings, brothers. But I've met brothers before, and they said, well, this is what I think, and that's what I think. I said, hey, have you researched the issue? Did you look into it a little bit? No, I just asked the sheikh, and the sheikh said this and that. I said, we love the sheikh, but we want to know where the sheikh is getting his information from. So we look at the situation, my dear brothers. The issue of us quarreling, Imam Ahmed rahmatullahi alayhi went on to say, and one of his points in Usul Sunnah, he said, وَالتَّرْقُ الْمِرَاءَ وَالْجِدَالُ وَخُصُمَاتِ فِي الدِّينِ. This is one of his usul in his Usul Sunnah. The abandonment of quarreling and arguing and controversials in the religion. Mira means arguing without any proofs or evidence. Jidal means debating and disputing without any evidence. Khusamat means causing problems and frictions, ya ikhwan. And there was a brother that we were sitting with, and he was arguing with the brothers for an hour and a half about how he doesn't want to argue with the brothers. See, you are telling me something that we all believe in, but you're arguing about not arguing, and especially not arguing where we know that those who leave off arguing, Allah Ta'ala is going to plan for them a place and build them a palace in the Jannah. So my dear brothers, if we have a chance to advise our brother, we advise him. We pray for our brother. If our brother, he differs with us in some issue, make dua for our brother. Don't have this hatred in our hearts for our brothers where now we're seeing brothers, and I'm hearing it all across the city, that brothers aren't even returning salams for brothers they've known for 20, 30, 40 years. I myself have witnessed this, and I pointed out to a couple of good my friends. I say, Assalamu alaikum, and the Muslim, maybe he speaks Arabic, maybe he's half of the Quran, he says, Alhamdulillah, Akhi, Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah, Assalamu alaikum. Kaifa hal? Ya Akhi, chapter 4, verse 86, Allah has ordered you, ya ikhwan, to return the salam. Whether you have knowledge or you don't, you have to give the Muslims the rights, ya ikhwan. And especially on this day, b'inillahi ta'ala, ya ikhwan, we should be hugging and embracing and showing love, ya ikhwan. And I tell you, brothers, as a Muslim, I love Islam very much. But we have to put our Eid game up on another level. When I compare me, for 19 years, I grew up as a Christian, and how my parents went all out spending their money, and how all my family, they put lots of money into feeding the family, inviting relatives over, ya ikhwan. Wallahi, the Ummah can't compare with the Christians. They can't. The amount of money that we spend on our holidays and putting together, we have to improve it, ya ikhwan. We have to be visiting Muslims today. We have to be spreading the salams, ya ikhwan. My dear brothers, this khutbah here is for two people. Those, ya ikhwan, that have a vision, they need to clean up their vision. And those that are diverse, they need to embrace the diversity with that. هذا ما عندي وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. There are some sick people in the Ummah, may Allah heal them. And for those who don't know my father, he's not Muslim yet, and he's very sick. And I'm asking the brothers to make dua that my father can say those words. Those words, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, before he died, ya ikhwan. As I'm standing up on this member right now, I'm under a lot of pain and a lot of stress. As my father, he's lost 90 pounds in the last year and a half. But I was asked to give this khutbah because the imam was out of town. So if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. I ask Allah to increase my knowledge. I'm your brother in Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.